Welcome. My name is Lord Neff. We got Hey, it's DT and Kiba Man here. If you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Nice to meet you all. Again, this is DT, or known as Hayes DT. Obviously, Destiny PvP enthusiast, Trials enthusiast. So I hope to bring sort of that aspect to this conversation. But Kaiba.
What's up, guys? It's Kiba Man 101 or Kiba. I do pretty much everything in Destiny. Mainly stick to PvP, but I pretty much do anything.
We will be doing weekly giveaways for some trials carries. So if you do want to take part in that, make sure you stick around to the end of the video. You know what I'm talking about? And you can figure out how to get a part of that. Really, the way we're going to do this is if you are subscribed to our channel, Planet Destiny, and you like this video, and you comment down below, you're going to be entered. And then finally, what I want to do around this weekly thing is I kind of want to highlight a channel within the community. We'll probably start that on episode 2.
I think it should be somebody that has worked hard but isn't getting the following that they would like to, and just kind of highlighting them and talking about what they have and their channel, kind of like bringing up our community, because that's what we can do here in Planet Destiny, is just help each other out. That's what we're all about when we post our PvE videos, how-to videos, like what weapons to pick, any kind of guides. We're just here to help you guys, and we wouldn't be here without you. So thank you.
So this week in Destiny, right? What is it? Mid-February, and it says they put out 5 goals, right? So hopefully they hit some of these goals. But it's supposed to be promote alternative encounters with shotguns, align potency and primary weapons with surgical changes, file down on a couple of issues with each class, I apologize, fix issues with the sampler platter of exotics, and supporting adjustments from special ammunitions. So I never run into it personally myself because they run sidearms, but
Oh, true.
yeah, but coming into more special ammo, when I do like to switch to a sniper, I feel it. I feel the pain.
Yeah. It's that's always been kind of one of my arguments. So I will, full disclosure. So I run Blade Dance, Shinobus, and then I'm kind of weird in that I partner my Mida with my sniper. I know that me and Neff are still Mida enthusiasts.
Mida, dude, Mida for bang.
And that's always been one of my critiques, is that shotguns, for the most part, if you don't get that kill or that shotgun melee kill, you hardly have to shoot a second shell. It's either you're dead or you already killed the guy. Whereas snipers, if you're going for a precision shot, and you're trying to hit a nasty drag scope, you might miss 2 out of 3 shots.
Yeah.
So I always wondered again, full disclosure, coming from a sniper, I'm wondering if this is going to be a slight shotgun ammo nerf as opposed to an all special nerf, because even sidearms, I think, are a little deprived of ammo. What do you think, Kaiba?
The only way that I ever compete with shotguns, if I don't feel confident with my sniper, is pulling out a sidearm. While all 3 of the enemy team, they are all running shotguns. 25 bullets and a sidearm is not enough each round in order to compete against that. And I think that goes into another question. And why did Bungie originally take away ammo when you switch weapons? Because they basically trap people from changing their strategies. I understand what they were doing, where people would switch from the icebreaker and then go to their sniper or shotgun and get extra ammo if they didn't get it last round. And there's other reasons why they did that too, but I think that Bungie kind of penalizes you for wanting to change strategies, especially when you're in trials. Let's say they're running 3 Stormcallers. How do you compete against 3 Stormcallers when they're using their supers if you're running like, let's say, a Bubble or a Blade Dancer or something, and that's the class that you want to go with? Because we would never know unless we just clicked on their names each time the game started. We need to be given the opportunity to change strategies. Let's say the enemy team goes with fusion rifles. Why don't we pull out snipers then? Because sidearms are hard to compete against fusion rifles if they're good. If they're good, you don't have enough time to kill them with a sidearm. The only thing that I honestly believe is the biggest issue here is the fact that matadors define the meta. I think that shotguns do have a place, and I think that you should be allowed to use But the fact that everyone feels the need to have a Matador because of its range and because of its impact at that range just kind of destroys the essence of what Destiny was supposed to be.
Also, they're aligning the potency of primary weapons with surgical changes.
Oh,
like,
that
what
is-
the heck does that mean?
For the surgical changes, I think that means minimalist. I think that means
Or very,
that,
very, they're very fine.
if we remember Cosmo put out that sort of feeler into the Bungie forum saying like, guys, there's a lot of conversation. I wouldn't say majority of conversation, but that you guys, a lot of you are saying you want the super fast time to kill, not even back, but even raised to another level. If we do that, it's going to be. He didn't say it explicitly, but it's going to be COD sort of meta. Mm-hmm. I think that by putting that surgical changes little bit at the end of that sentence, I think that's them saying that's not coming. I think that's them saying that we're going to make some changes to primaries, but it's not going to be that drastic, sort of bit that I think that question Cosmo was posing was sort of considering, okay, do we want to stay with this a little bit, this 0.8 TTK, or do we want to go to a 0.6, 0.5, 0.4 TTK? Going back to those 5 points talked about in the TWAB. So number 1, promote alternatives or counters to shotguns. Number 2 was primaries. 3 was class issues. 4 was exotics. 5 was special ammo adjustments. Do you guys notice no mention of artifacts, scories?
Oh my god, I didn't notice until you just pointed that out. I already feel a little heart. Like my heart is hurting.
And again, so I will put it through the lens of a blade dancer. I will argue just about anybody and say that a blade dancer is one of the weaker supers in the game. We have a great neutral game, but our super is very weak. So this might make me a little biased, but I really think taking myself out of the game, it's kind of getting mayhem-esque, with all the scories.
You're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong.
I had a friend who did a great piece, and I was thinking of writing something up for PD about how technically you can all 3 people can get a super every round with scories. Wow. Some people in 100, or I'm sorry, not 100, 1 minute and 25 seconds, ranging all the way to I think 2 minutes flat, assuming no orbs and no kills, no assists or anything else. I'm not a big fan of the scoring.
Maybe even take away the super of scories, and that would be the artifact's ability is that you lose your super, but you now supercharge your buddy's supers. And I'm like, that would be manageable. I'd also like to see an adjustment with high cal rounds. I would also, I'm one of those dudes that stick people excessively. I know this. I'm an old school Halo fan, and I ran around plasma grenades. But plasma grenades didn't have as much magnetism. So I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to go against when someone else is using sticky grenades. I get annoyed myself. I would love to see the magnetism pulled down a bit.
Depends too, because your opponent, I'm sure you've seen it, how it can kind of whiplash, it can kind of orbit around the opponent and then kind of stick him, but it depends on if he's moving and all that sort of stuff. I didn't test that, but I would wonder if it's what the range is, if it's a meter, if it's 3/4 of a meter, that as long as you get it within that big, sphere, it's a stick.
I feel like there's just a big smiley face, like that's the hitbox and that's the big smiley face. So you hit it and
a big old ball, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
When you're self-res, you use it when you think you can get an advantage in the round. And in that regard, when somebody else is using a super, let's say Stormcaller, they're like, yeah, let me use Stormcaller so we get an advantage. Unfortunately, in that scenario where we both use our supers, we do lose one where somebody else might only have to use one to get an advantage. And so I'd say that's the only downfall of why Sunslingers might not be as good. But I think that they just need to be played better by most people, instead of kind of just, you have an opportunity and you're like, oh, I'm so ready to just do this and get in there. Like, people use their nervousness to determine when they're going to jump in with their self-res and thinking that they're going to win the game. And it's really got to be a teamwork super.
Other than your scoring fetish, do you want to see anything really come out of this this update, because I don't want to see just weapons. I want to see class changes too.
It's weird. The one thing that so the class changes, we can talk about Stormcaller and all that sort of stuff, and I'll leave that up for the people that are more familiar. The one thing that I was a little concerned with was the fix some issues with the sampler platter of exotics. So this is something that I don't know if people, as soon as I'll say it, you'll go, oh my gosh, that does make sense. So when exotics are the strongest primaries in specials in the game, when they are the strongest, it becomes more balanced. The crucible becomes more balanced because everyone has the same exotics. Everyone has access to the same exotics that and then have the same exact perks. So they just mirror one another. But the issue is then people get tired of getting killed by a Mida or let's say a Hawk Moon, and they'd rather get killed by 3 different types of hand cannons, Palindrome, Isoluna, and the like. So I'm a little concerned that if these exotics get brought up, so quote unquote fixed, I'll put that in quotation marks, buffed, whatever it may be, if we're going to go back to the days of seeing really seeing exotics dominate the kill feed as opposed to legendaries, and then what's going to be the fallout of that? Are people going to start saying, all I'm getting killed by is Hard Light and Red Death, these need nerf? Okay, well, it's going to go back to, some sort of legendary form of auto rifles and pulse and mid-impact pulse rifles. That tends to happen. So that's delicate. And and they've said this before. Bungie has said this before that, was it Bungie or it might have been Crystal Radio that said that, perfect balance is utopia. It's something you always strive for, but you can never achieve. And what game has ever had perfect balance? But that's something that we might
Halo
swing
2.
into.
Halo 2.
Yeah. Oh, the Halo 2. There you go. That might be something that we swing into. So that's a bit of a concern.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. Anyway, being on this little chat we had, Hey It's DT and Kiba Man and Lord Neff. Really, before we go ahead and close it out, I want to explain to you guys exactly what we're gonna really move into the direction of doing some trials, help or Sherpa or carries or however you want to phrase it. And we're gonna do 2 on each of these videos, and basically we're going to take 2 people from the Lighthouse, regardless if you're on PlayStation 4 or on Xbox. 3 easy, simple rules. Just subscribe to the Planet Destiny channel, like this video, and comment down below. And preferably, comment what would you like to see from this update. We're gonna pass that question along to you guys. What would you like to see as a wish list? Is it something small, something or large on a larger scale, something like an all around, just quality of life update? What would you guys like to see? Please put that in the comments down below and let us know. Anyway, we want to thank you guys for stopping by, enjoying our little chat with us. If you guys want to see more of this, make sure you guys let us know in the comments down below. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, once again, the comment section is always there, and Lord Neff personally actually checks it. You can look.
We all check it. Come on.
We do check, even if it hurts our feelings. Sometimes it does, but we check the comments. Trust me. Anyway, I want to thank you again from the bottom of my heart. I'm sure Kiba and DT feel the same way.
It's the top of my heart for me because the bottom is pretty cold, so I want that warmth to just kind of...
You're so broken, Kiba. You're so broken.
I know.
I do. Without parroting exactly what you guys said. Again, if you guys have any questions, concerns, if there's something you guys want us to talk about next week, if there's any recommendations, suggestions that you guys might have for us, please, again, don't be afraid to comment that as well. And thank you guys so much for listening. Really appreciate it. Hope to meet you guys soon.
So we don't have some weird outro or anything. So we're just gonna say bye. Maybe we'll come up with something in the future. But
I'll do my
bye for now.
See ya.